Hey guys, it's me again, Orc Slayer. What if where we last left off? Let's see. Checking. So, I'll say this now. This is being made on the night of Thanksgiving. So, for all those who celebrate it or whatever, or who, celebrate it, not whatever, who celebrate it, happy Thanksgiving. And this will probably be coming out the day after. So, anyways, as I begin, don't yawn. Stop it. This will be What If Belle Was Talion. Now, as you guys, I know a bit about Lord of the Rings lore, so to give you a quick summary of who Talion is. He really isn't Talion, but he'll have the abilities of Talion. So, what it is that Talion, in the game Shadow of Mordor, is captain of the Black Gate, which is the thing that pretty much seals off Mordor from, the main entry into Mordor. What it is that he was the captain of the gate got attacked, his wife and son died as offered to a blood sacrifice, and he also died and was taken possession by Celebrimbor, which is a man who made very powerful objects when he was still alive. And that's who the bad guys were trying to summon. Now, I'll be cutting some things differently so that way I don't have to drag on for ages. So, first off, Belle will not have pretty much a spirit come and possess him. He'll have the same abilities as usual, but they'll be different. So, I'll continue forward from there. Belle is born at the Black Gate. His father is Talion in this. His father was still committing the same crimes as Talion was in the game, which is where the nobleman attacked Lothario, whatever his wife's name is, Lothario or something other. It's a stupid name that I can't remember. And his son is named Endhile or something other. Whatever his name is, I don't care. His name is Belle now. So, what happens is that his father is still, Italian, as he is trained, as he's a ranger, which he knows tracking, archery, and all those kind of things. But the difference is at a young age, he's discovered to have the ability to use basic forms of magic. As they have one other wizard there. Just one other wizard. Well, actually, scratch that. They have no wizards there. No others. As he grows up on the Black Gate. From a very young age, he is taught how to use swords, tracking, and all that. He goes out hunting with his father, typically, or with some other people, as he goes to school and such, and learns all that. As when he's eventually sworn in to be on the day where he's supposed to join the Rangers, Talion and him do train daily, and Belle is getting better and better, close to pretty much matching his father most of the time. As I used a picture of Talion for Belle, so what it is that Belle essentially just has, imagine Talion, but he has white hair. And looks a bit younger, and doesn't have that, scruffy beard. So what Belle is doing is that he's, one day when they're busy, night comes during a bad storm, and out of nowhere, a bunch of people just start sieging the gate. People start climbing up ladders and such. As Belle and his father quickly go to the fence and start slaying them. As Belle has two swords, a short sword and a long sword. As they cut down the enemies around them, eventually Belle is sent off to find his father. He's like, "Alright, father," as he runs off to go find his mother. As he finds her, as she's being defended by two other rangers, as Belle runs over, he's like, "A bow!" As he goes over, grabs the bow and the quiver, as he starts using the bow and arrow, as he starts headshotting these weird looking warriors, as they're not orcs, they're just warriors. As he's launching the arrows, he's like, all you, get to cover! As he's launching the arrows, as then a rain of arrows of their own come raining down on them. As he's like, move out of the way! As he gets nailed right in the shoulder by one, as he just takes it out, and he's like, damn it, this is gonna be difficult. As then he gets rushed by one of the warriors with an axe, as he tries to move out of the way, but he smashes right through Bel's bow. As Bel's like, dang it! As he's like being pushed against the wall, he's like, as he kicks the guy's legs, as the guy or his knee, as his knee buckles, as then Bell quickly throws him over the wall, as there's just a splat. As Bell rushes down there, he's like, are you all okay? It's like, yes, Bell. Yeah, Bell, we're fine. Where's your father? He's like, he went to go look for Mother in the Great Hole. Sorry. I guess it isn't complete without a yawn. As Bell says, alright, you two go look for my father. Mother, father says for us to get out of here. As they start making their way, as when Bell's father is like, Bell, where are you? He's like, I'm here, father. Like, talion. As he's like, father, where's the two men that we sent after you? He's like, what do you mean? I never. As soon as they say that, there's just like a fireball that's like sent at them as they have to dodge out of the way. He's like, get out! As they move, as two very large warriors, one has a hammer, a very solid looking hammer. As he's like, I'll take the one on the right, you go for the one on the left. There's other warriors wearing armor that is digging into his skin with a weird looking blade. As Bell says, father, I'll take the one on the right, get the one on the left. It's like, alright, Bell. Lorian! As Talion shouts for his wife to get a move on, as Bell rushes at the first soldier, as he swings his warhammer, it just narrowly misses Bell. So he takes his short sword and tries to dual wield his swords at a point where his first sword, as he's using it, his smaller sword to try and get quick little stabs in, as he sort of gets longer stabs and slashes, there we go, with his long sword. As the hammer is what he's referred to as in the game, is defending himself quite actually very good, as he takes his hammer and smashes it into the ground, making the floor beneath Bell unsteady. As Bell takes a step and missteps, as he's falling, the hammer swings his hammer low and actually hits Bell in the stomach. He's like, oh! As he feels it as he rolls, Bell's like, dang it! He's like, time to die. As the tower, which is the guy in the armor that digs into him, says, the Blackhand wants him alive! As he's like, he will live! As he gets his hammer and is about to swing down on Bell's face, Bell's like, as he sees a thing of fire, as he takes the torch, as he smashes it right into the hammer's face, as he's like, argh! As he grabs it, as he backhands Bell, sending him flying, not flying, but sending him into the stone wall, as Bell crashes through the thing. Bell's like, dang it! Ugh. As he gets up, rushes forward, and slices the hammer right across the face again. As the tower eventually has Talion at his mercy, he's like, put the sword down, Ranger. As Bell has gotten the hammer on his back, as he has the knife ready to go into his throat, as then the Black Hand comes holding his mother, as he's thinking is Bell, run, Bell, get out of here. As he's as he's thinking, this isn't how it is, but by the Black Gate there's a river that rushes, that there's like a river below. As Belle's like, oh, dang it, dang it, dang it. As he's looking around, it's like, as he's by an edge, as Belle's like, dang it, we ain't gonna be enough. As then the hammer, in that moment of his weakness, grabs the knife, quickly flips Belle around, and goes for his neck. As Belle's like, dang it. Also, Belle knows first aid and all. Like I said, he's been taught all the things of a ranger, so that includes some basic aid, like some basic medicines and such, how to, like, survival, tracking, archery, sword combat, all that sort of stuff. As in the hammer slices Belle's neck, as Belle grabs it, as he falls down to the river below. As he crashes through the water, he's trying to get up, but he stays below, as Talion and Lorien are then killed as somewhat of a sacrifice. As he's like, the Black Hand need him alive for the sacrifice. As instead of trying to summon Celebrimbor, these people are known for, like, the Black Gate is like there to defend against these savages, or dark men, you could say. Dark people, where they use blood sacrifices and all that to try and get in contact with dark beings. Unlike in normal kingdoms that worship gods and the like, these guys worship other things like, well, demons. Not just demons, but you get with the gist of it. As Belle is washed downstream, it comes across a shore. As he crawls to the shore, he's like, as he has at this point taken like something and wrapped it around, as he's holding his neck pretty close. As he's like, dang it. As he wanders over, he like digs around, and as he knows that if he doesn't get this shut soon, he's going to die. So he makes a small fire, as he quickly has to like heat up his blade and such, as he takes it and just presses it to his neck, trying to close the wound shut. As he's like, he having to like not scream lest he be found by a hunting party or something. As then he covers his neck with a bandage. He's like, as it's like, damn it. As his voice is like very rough and gruff now, as it before was like pretty smooth and such, but now he's like, dang it, like a whispering. He's like, gotta get covered somewhere, hide. As I won't be talking like this for the rest of the thing, be assured. As he finds he's looking around trying to find a place where he can take shelter. As he finds like a thing below a tree to where he can hide in. As he hides there for that night, he's like, dang it. As he lays his head back down and rests, as he's like, dang it. Ugh. As he gets up, he's like, should probably try to find something to drink or something. As he took stock of what he has, he wasn't able to get any rations. All he really has is his swords, like the knife was thrown into the water with him, as he found it pretty as when he was falling, as he was like thrashing around, he sort of like saw it underwater. As he grabbed it, he's like, dang it. As he was like pretty much swept away, and as he did all that, it's like, gotta find something to eat or another. As he quickly crafts a bow from like a very primitive bow, as it isn't very good. It's like very crude and like unrefined, you could say. It's like as he has at least like not one arrow, but he has able to make like fashion a stone arrow. Only like a couple though from like the fragments, as he like has to fracture a few things, like trying to get the right thing for an arrowhead. So he eventually finds one and is only like able to make 3. He's like, this will have to do. As he goes hunting, as he hunts a deer and takes it down relatively quickly with his hunting skills, he's like, this should be enough. As he walks over and drags it, like, to find someplace, he's like, what to do. As he says, so there's hammer, tower, and black hand. Alright. As he says, his number one goal should be seeing if there's any more survivors from the gate. If not, well, he might as well go for them on his own. Can't let it go unavenged. Because right now he's angry, sad, and a lot of things. But he's thinking that he has to take these down. Because it's like in the middle of night and they attacked one of the like most fortified places that is known to that region of space. And they were easily able to just attack it. So the Rangers got lazy. We weren't expecting attack ever. That's our fault. As he gets up after like eating some of the deer and preparing some of the leftovers as rations, he's like, alright, let's get going. As he starts making his way through the forest, as he's like, alright, as he climbs up the walls of the Black Gate, he sneaks around it as he's like, there's nobody here. With sneaking around, he's like, as he finds like one or two places like where it seems that some people were holding out, but they couldn't make it through the rest of the night because he either found them like with a spear in their gut or something or another. Until eventually he comes across where his parents were. He's like, Mom, as he like rushes over, he's like, dang it, damn it, as he like smashes his fist into the ground. He's like, damn it. He like puts his head down. He's like, sorry. As then he's like, well, look. As he's like, Belle. As a guy in the corner's like laying down, he's like, what? As he like throws some stuff off him, it's like, you're right. He's like, sorry, Belle, but not for long. As he like sees like where this guy's stomach, like there's like a big gash in like along the right side of his stomach, and there's another big one like on the left side of his chest. He's like, as he's like, I don't know how I've made it this long, but I can tell you this, I ain't got much left, kid. But it's like, what happened? It's like, did some weird blood sacrifices. Damn clansmen or whatever they are. Dark tribesmen, I don't give a shit. It's like, listen, I don't know if we'll receive reinforcements or what, but get out of here, kid. Your parents wouldn't want you to die here. Well, says, I can't do that. Like, I'm not gonna leave you guys here. As he's like, sorry, kid, but hey, kid, just get out of here. As with that final thing, he's like, falls down. He's like, come on. As he's like, damn it. He like just throws something off the thing. He's like, why? He's like, As he gives them some form of a respectable burial, to the best of what he can do. He really can't go around burying every single body, as he mainly does it for his parents. He gives them like a nice little burial on a cliff. As before he left, he reached down and actually took Talion's sword. Well, not Talion's sword, but he took what was it? A bow, a special looking bow that Talion had. It was made out of a special wood, like much more sturdy than normal wood. As he says this thing, it's like it's like pitch black wood, very special wood, like I said. As he put their bodies to rest, he's like, sorry, father. As he stands up, he's like, he was looking at his armor and such, he's like, this is no use to me now. As he goes to the armory and tries to find a replacement, but all he's able to find is a better cloak that will cover him completely, because the rest of the armor and such has just been looted. Like, this cloak has a hood on it instead of just like, a cape basically. It's like, alright. So, dark tribesmen with worse blood sacrifices, as well as, well, these three as their leaders apparently. It's like, maybe they're a roving band of marauders or something, I don't know. He thinks to himself, he's like, I'll start heading. They'll probably left and gone back either deeper and inwards. As he's thinking, where would he go? As he says, this seems like a temporary tack. Took all the good gear and then left. As he tries to find tracks, and no tracks lead to on the outer side of the Black Gate, where it would lead to civilization, quote unquote. But if he looking the other way, he sees hundreds of tracks, hundreds to like maybe close to 1,000 different tracks leading out way deeper into Mordor. He's like, all right, I guess it's time I do this. As he sets off, learning like, all right, as he goes through the jungles, trying to follow their tracks, as he follows the tracks for days. As he has to try and as he grabbed a full thing of arrows, like a full quiver's worth of arrows, and they're the good arrows too. So he sets off. He's like, and I'll say he grabbed his parents' wedding rings essentially and just put them around his neck. He's like, all right. As he sets off, he's like looking around, making sure he's like being careful and such. As he comes across this, a little outpost, you could say, as he hears this from like, as he hides away, it's like, did you hear that? Not the blackguard, but those wandering warlords, what do they call themselves again? The Tower, the Hammer, and the Black Hand. He's like, yeah, those guys recently struck at the Black Gate. A lot of people suffered there. It was heard that you could hear them screaming for miles. It's like, well, that's of course the Black Hand. Not the Black Hand, but the Tower. That guy loves his torture. I once heard, he went into a tower once, did not come out for an entire day, but for the entire time, there was screaming. And when he came out, that's when they say that's the only time they ever saw him smile once. It's like, he can't smile though, his lips are gone. It's like, that's the creepy part. They said from the way he looked like he was trying to. What about the Hammer dude? He's like, he just enjoys fighting and killing. He'll put it quickly he just ends it quick. What about the Black Hand? It's like, he has a mark upon him. Been blessed by some unnatural creature. Even by our standards. My guess, some sort of powerful demon seems to like him, so it grants him its power. In return, he sacrifices as many people as it wants. He seems somewhat religious in a sense, you know what I mean? He's like, I know what you mean. You got all those kinds of types out here, though. Crazed killers, weird black blood magic, and the torturers. What type do we fit in? He's like, hey, we're just trying to survive, nothing else. That dude's like, alright then. As he's like, hey, I gotta go take a leak. He's like, sure thing. As he just starts laughing to himself, try not to get bit by a snake again. He's like, that was one time. As then Deku quickly takes the guy out as he snuck up on him. It's like, as he was dragged into the bush. As it's like, hey, did you hear that? Hey, where'd you go? As he's like, oh, that piece of filth. He left again. Better not be going to get something to drink. As then there's rustling. He's like, hey, is that you, mate? Mate, was that you? Oh, I swear to the dark beings that we watch over us. If you're playing a damn prank on me again, I'm gonna rip your fucking oof. As then he's just snatched into the woods as quickly sliced neck as well. As the guy's like, as he just falls down, Deku's like, seems that these guys know a bit more about the trio. As he like listens in, it's like there's nothing much. It's just like there's 10 people here. He just took out 2, so it's like, hey, those guys by the front gate have been kind of quiet, don't you think? He's like, yeah, but hey, it's who they are. But, yeah. You know, well, typically those 2 won't shut up ever. It's like, should we go check that out? It's like, yeah. As they get up, it's like, hey, what are you doing? It's like, guards by the front gate have been unusually quiet. We're gonna see where they went off to. It's like, swear, the boss catches them drinking again. He's gonna take off their heads. Like, we've probably mean more drink for us then. It's like, yeah, good point. Go see if they're still there. As 2 more have left. As Bell sneaks into the camp, he silently takes out almost every single person. Like, he either shoots them with his bow and arrow as it goes straight through their head, as they're just like, as they fall over. As for the final 2, the chieftain's like in his like little tent or whatever. Bell's like, it's like, hey, where'd those guys go? It's like, I don't know. As Bell like walks by, as he grabs a spear that's nearby, he shoves it through the one guy's chest, and he's like, what the? As he then takes his sword, as then he slams it through the other guy's chest. As it's like, what? Who the hell? As he falls over, Bell taking his sword out. The other guy just fell forward, as he like is sitting, as he's on his knees, being propped up by the spear. As for the final guy, he's like, what the? As he like heard something, he comes rushing out. He's like, what the? As he sees a couple of his boys, you could say, just looks like one of them's lounging about. He's like, get the hell up! What's going on? As he like kicks him, the guy just like falls over. As it's like, what the? As his neck is like, slit. As he's like, what the? As he looks around, he's like, so. As he grabs his, what appears to be like a scimitar, he's like, alright, show yourself, and I make this quick. He's like, you killed my boys. Well done. So, show yourself, coward. As Bell, like, pretty much walks in front of him, he's like, oh, so they missed one of you rangers at the Black Gate. Never leave a job like this to a couple maniacs like that. As he already has his sword drawn, he's like, this is gonna be fun. As he comes rushing forward, as he slices, like, with a quick jump, as Bell quickly just cuts off his hand, and the guy's like, what the hell? As he falls down, as he quickly rushes over to a pot that was being used to cook, that was being prepared to cook something in, he slams it down to cauterize the wound. He's like, damn it. So he goes over and like picks up like another sword that's nearby. Bell says, tell me where I can find the trio that attacked it, and I'll let you run away for I'll give you a 10-minute head start. He's like, you ain't getting anything out of me. As Bell says, alright then. As then he rushes forward as then he slams the knife right down into the guy's knee. Not knife, but the sword through the guy's knee as he's like, as he like goes to like grab it with his stump, as then Bell take like further like his final thing, takes the knife and just slams it, not knife, sorry, the short sword, and slams it right through his head as the guy's like, ugh. As his face just goes like, duh, like since he's just been stabbed in the head. Bell rips out both swords and puts them back. He's like, ugh. Should have known attacking a small outpost like this wouldn't do anything. As he walks over to the tent, as then he opens it, it's like there's a bit of treasure and jewels and such, and some decent looking armor and such. As then he walks over as he sees a letter. As the tribesmen do use pretty much, like, they have a very universal language, you could say, is that it's a language that everyone pretty much uses in the kingdom. So what happens is that, except for like a few grammar changes, like they come up with their own words and such, some stuff like that. As when he's reading over it, it's like, hey, a couple of the other gangs and such are rounding up. Gonna go join the trio that's been wreaking some havoc and reaping some massive benefits. Out of old favor I owe you, I thought I'd send you a message. I got at least 100 boys with me now. Wouldn't mind letting you join in at a higher rank. Though, of course, you'd still be below me, but you know. It's how it works. As he says, well, let me know if you want to get this back. It's just like, signed Troll Slayer. As Bell's like, huh, that's odd. As he puts the message away, he's like, Troll Slayer. As he makes his way, as two arrows hit right between his legs. As Bell draws his sword, another one hits the sword out of his hand. He's like, damn it. So he's looking around as the warrior says, hands in the air. He's like, my hand. As Bell's like, tell me, did you do this? As Bell says, yes. I'm like, whoa. Who are you? He's like, my name is Bell. I was son of the captain of Talion, captain of the Black Gate. Like, so, one of you yet lives? He's like, yes. He's like, I've been hunting this group for a while. Not hunting, but searching for this man for a while. He had some information that may be required. As Bell says, here. That's all I found in the tent. It's like, what is it? It's like, it's a message apparently about some groups of local gangs and such getting together, joining up to go and join the trio. Gonna find whichever one's leading this and take him out. Maybe that'll get their attention. As he's like, in the state you're in, you won't even last 1 minute against the blockade. He's like, yeah, but I can take on the tower and hammer, I bet. Almost killed the hammer last time. He's like, oh, really? Then I'll leave you to it. Maybe our paths will cross again. Bell, captain of Talion. Like, who are you? He's like, that's another matter for another time. May the fates and gods favor you, Bell, for now. As Bell gave his full name. As he's like, and you too, stranger. As Bell puts his swords away and walks off. As he looks at the arrows, he's like, these are much better quality than what I did. Well, actually, the arrows are gone. As when they hit them, they seem to be glowing. He's like, what the? And he's like, oh well. As he puts his sword back and walks away. As this mysterious stranger says, this may actually be used to my benefit. As that's where I'm going to be ending this one off at. I hope you all have enjoyed this. And again, happy Thanksgiving. And sorry if I said Deku without meaning to. But I'm pretty sure I was saying bell quite a lot, so, or most of the time. So, anyways, I hope you all have enjoyed this. Hope you all continue to enjoy this, and I hope you all have a nice day, nice night, nice life.